No! She pooped. Good morning, self. So, feeling a bit better than I did yesterday. I'm not having all these looming thoughts throughout my head that I'm gonna lose, or all these nervous thoughts that I was having yesterday that I was trying to calm myself down from. Today I'm just like a little bit more sedated, I would say. I feel like maybe I'm moving a little bit slower than usual. I feel I slept alright. I got up in the middle of the night to pee, and Devin told me that she was up at like 2, 3, 5, 6 o'clock. So, still on alert. Warning because of our sleep schedules. So, today is another day where I need to be, I lost my rhythmic. Where I need to be extra alert, and much more so than yesterday. That's for sure. Specifically, from a practical standpoint, today I'm going to be referring to the higher time frame chart a lot. To be my guide to market context and to positioning. I'm going to be narrating a lot on the higher time frame context, and I'm going to be doing my absolute best to be playing the chart as opposed to my mind. I do have a bias in mind today, which is continuation to the downside. But just because I have this bias doesn't mean that I completely ignore the chart and just play my bias. So this is something that's gonna be tested out today. Phoebe? Come here, Casey. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I think a cup of coffee is gonna get me going. I've been up for like 2.5 hours and I just started drinking my coffee. Which is kind of nice. So this morning, I need to again be sitting with my emotional state. I don't feel the way I felt yesterday, but I do still feel a little bit tired, because I think that we're still kind of struggling a little bit in the house. So we're gonna be on alert again. And really, really, really referring to this higher time frame chart for potential clues. Sure, thank you. Cheers. Yeah, so today's Friday, and I'm actually not really looking forward to the weekend. Because I don't want to take a break. I am looking forward to it. I actually have some ideas for this weekend for my business to create a weekly journal, and then recap my week on it. And then there's just been a few ideas that are looming around my head for Valentine's Day. And I did get Devin something nice that I feel not good about because I definitely overpaid for it. Which sucks. That was a hard lesson. So the main idea this morning is to keep my cool at the open. One thing that I noticed is that we have this unfinished auction from yesterday when I was looking at Bookmap. And this is a very important clue. Where the fuck are we? Okay. Check this out. VPOC migration at 5 seconds before the close. Unfinished auction. That's a big migration. So that means that we have a potential for an unfinished auction. And throughout the night, we open up. We're attempting to test the LVN at and we're at the previous VPOC. So we can't hold it. We start to see signs of breaking. We're retesting it. And then we see that we let go of it. We put it in an overnight low at 60.75. So that is the unfinished auction. This morning there's potential for gap rules. There will be gap rules likely, which means responsive buying from shorts. But in this current configuration, I think that I want to use that to align to the short side. We have the previous low day at 78.5. We have the previous volume point of control at 92. And then we have the century figure, which aligns with a large LVN from the previous day. So these are all locations to be watching. FSVWAP aligning with previous low day and FS mid here. LVN in the overnight session. After that, previous volume point of control, potential area. And then we have this LVN at the century figure. So this morning, we're not on longs. The only way we could potentially be on longs is if we start to see value and acceptance above the 4100 area. So above 4100, if we start to see squeezing, then we could potentially flip our stance to longs. And then we have 4109 and this 25 location up in here. We have a lot of targets up above, so how do I do the thing? Do the roar. Do the roar. Oh, I got a piece. Okay. Yep. So, from yesterday, my strongest attribute is that I tell myself that I'm tired and I'm acknowledging I'm tired. And I want to have these emotions sit next to me and I want to have them become resolved. I don't want to identify with my emotional state, meaning I don't want my behaviors to be tremendously affected by my emotional state of tiredness and maybe some stress. But ultimately, I could not achieve it. And that's really about it. I didn't go past my limit. I guess that could be a strong attribute. Weakest attribute. It seems when I'm tired, I am much more susceptible to being biased and much less aware of how I'm feeling. Yeah, so yesterday, watching the video, I watched it twice. I'm using certain terms like there's nothing to the long side yet. And then I say I'm only aligning long, so I don't care what the market is doing to the short side. So yesterday was a situation which was whichever side grabs the ball. Today is a little different because we have that unfinished auction. So to say that I don't want to take longs at the open because I think that there's more value to the short side is acceptable unless we get above 4,100 or we start creating value there. So I think it's different because there's more of a legit thesis attached to not going long this morning. My expectations were not matching reality today. It started when I said I was only looking for longs at the open, although I was seeing shorts. I ignored the story and created my own. Yeah, so yesterday was whichever side takes the ball, and I was seeing shorts, narrating shorts late, and then also blocking my mind off to the shorts because I was only wanting to go long. So this morning, if we start seeing signs that maybe the buyers have some potential in the market, then let's keep our hands off and let's reassess and then move forwards from there. I failed to recognize potential areas to interact with the market because I was not narrating the market. I thought I was narrating, but I wasn't at all. Yeah. So today I'm going to work on that by paying a tremendous amount of attention to the higher time frame chart and narrating based off of it, narrating high volume nodes, low volume nodes, outside edges in general, targets, large impulses, all the things that I've been working on and that really matter to my strategy. Failed to notice the context change for my final two shorts after the large impulse that price checked the VHVN, taking shorts in the chop, not focused on the higher time frame chart. So we were moving directionally until we saw that very large impulse back to the VHVN at 65. And then when price held the low there, the market becomes balanced instead of directional. So when I see that, then I need to acknowledge where the range is and look for outside edges of the range. And that's a winning strategy and a winning mindset. I went on major tilt and cannot escape the feeling. That feeling is pretty terrible, going on tilt like that. So if I take two losses in a row and I'm feeling like, oh fuck, I'm losing, I'm not gonna have a good day anymore. Those are really like my first thoughts that I have, and I need to sit back and take a break after I have those thoughts and assess my emotional state and remind myself of my goals. So remind myself to keep narrating the market and the auction, and to be patient, and to have my emotional state sit aside from me. Hyper-focused on one part of what FT and John said, which was the 57 line in the sand. This piece of information made me myopic to my strategy, which is waiting for outside edges to participate. If price hit 57, I wanted in regardless of the actual context. This led to all my losses today, including a breakout mistake. So I need to do all my own work and vet my own plan and strategy. So By blindly following someone else, that's like a false sense of confidence that they're doing the exact same thing, but they're not. They have a whole plan and strategy surrounding what they're saying as well. So for me to drop my plan and strategy and follow them, not knowing what they're actually thinking and doing, is really stupid, for lack of better words. It's laziness because my brain is not really functioning to the best of its capabilities. Yeah, and then I took that breakout trade from a break of 57. And that's a mistake I made 3 times recently. So I'm not taking trades like into key locations, hoping for continuation without the ability to get risk neutral. If I find myself wanting to do that, remind myself to wait for an outside edge to participate. Because a lot of the times when I'm thinking that way, I get faked out and then it returns to the outside edge. Recurring patterns. Throughout my pre-market video, I seem to be fidgeting a lot. Yeah. So, I think I'm fidgeting a little bit right now too, but I'm more aware this morning. I still feel a little bit of tiredness right now. But we're on better alert after yesterday's shenanigans. So I know the things that I have to do in order to act within my strategy and plan. And the way that I'm feeling is something that I need to get used to and comfortable with, because I'm not going to feel my best every day, like I said yesterday. And I just need to be able to maintain a certain standard for myself when it comes to executing my plans. Because if every time I'm tired, a little bit tired, I just don't trade, then I'm going to be like fragile and soft. Not saying that I need to force myself to trade. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. More so what I'm saying is that I need to be comfortable with sitting with myself throughout my spectrum of emotions, and I need to learn how to handle myself and manage myself throughout all sorts of days and feelings. Because that's going to build someone who is capable of operating in all environments. Mild discomfort is acceptable, and pressure cooks diamonds. Tactical patterns. I took a breakout mistake trade as my first short today. This is something I went over extensively as a trade that is costing me money. I noticed that when I become on tilt, the feeling is so utterly satisfying, I have a hard time escaping it. Rarely I go on tilt, but when I do, it comes in like a freight train. Yeah, so if I start blasting off today, I think I just need to walk away. I mean, the possibility is certainly there, like it is every day, but I think that I'm going to be able to help myself today, and I'm going to have a great day. It's a beautiful day outside, beautiful day to be trading. So this leads us to our goals. And I asked myself, what is my strategy? Is it well defined enough? Always be referring to the higher time frame chart for areas to participate in the market. So am I lacking a belief in my strategy? And is that why I am not sticking to it all the time? Do I fully understand what my strategy is? Or does it need to be vetted more? I think the answer is that it needs more robust planning, which I'm not tremendously worried about, because I'm going to journal the shit out of all of this pretty soon at sea. and I'm going to create a lot of robust plans for all sorts of market contexts that I'll be able to refer to every day as my roadmap. It'll all be based off of how I interact with the market during these times, what the market has the best probability of doing during these times, how Tom utilizes the strategy. It's going to be very robust, and only going to improve and add value to myself. What do large impulses mean? How do they affect context? Focus on the context of potential behaviors that will change it. So, we're going to be focusing on the higher time frame context a lot today. If I'm feeling tired, implement the rule to refer to higher time frame context every 5 minutes and narrate potential areas to interact with the market. Create a plan for days like today. Words are great, but they must be backed by actions. So for my audio alert system, I tell myself to watch for impulses and everything. Every time I hear that alert, I'm going to refer to the higher time frame chart. So I need to be detached enough to be able to hear it and refer. All trades need structure and enough room to get risk neutral. The majority of my trades lack this crucial but simple part of my strategy today. Yeah, so I took a few trades without any structure. And also I took a decent amount of trades that didn't have the ability to get risk neutral. So if I wait for outside edges and I'm following my plan, then the majority of the time getting risk neutral will not be a problem. So it all has to tie together at once. Do not place stop losses at price checks. So that's something I've been doing this week. I need to watch my entries so my stop losses don't run into price checks on the larger swings. And also my trailing stops need to be hidden away from areas that are most likely to get price checked. All right, I need to get going. We're gonna have a good one today. All right, GG. All right, so we're fully ready to go. We see the overnight volume point of control shift up to 72.5. We see the previous low a day get tapped and some stop divergence. We're not looking for longs at the open because we don't have a solid area where the market may turn back if it wants to continue lower. So in this configuration, like I stated, we're looking to play towards targets lower unless the market provides us with information that tells us otherwise. But I suspect at the open, we may see responsive buyers. We could see them exhaust at around this area, up in here, or at the previous volume point of control at 92 and up to the century figure at 4100. So here we are testing the volume of the previous low day. Market opens up. We immediately see responsive buying. We see a little structure here. Continuation. Some more exhaustion. One stop up there, continued, 95. Little structure here. 4 stops. Some signs of exhaustion here. Still continuing up. VPOC migration. So these are turning into potential shorts. But we're also price checking here. So we just tapped the low here. We're basing out at this location. Battle going on here. We want to see what sort of response we're going to see from here. So we break. Potential is short up at the VPOC.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Okay, so we get stopped out. So let's see what we see here. We see more stops above. So 100 stops, 8 stops, 2 stops. That was above the high there.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right.
Order submitted.
So we see this selling structure above this high, and then we pull back. So we're essentially betting that the responsive buying is over, but it seems like it may not be. I guess no location. It's technically mean reversion, but let's wait for this 92 location. 92.5. Because we're slowly grinding higher. We see this impulse. Seems like exhaustion. We sell. We continue to push higher. Exhaust above the high a day there. Price check. And then I'm betting on this price check. So we want to wait for location on the responsive buying. Here's another structure. Break, pull back. Now we're testing the volume here again. So the shorts are covering. We still have that 92 location in mind. We have the structure here. Volume stepping in. We have an LVN right here. And the volume. We see the volume hold here, and now we're seeing a grind lower. So we'll see if this holds or not. Good enough. So we have a weak low here. Creating a double bottom at the weak low, and now we're seeing a break. We see some volume come in. Liquidity is supporting. Some structure here. Potential selling structure. And then we break low, we can't continue, we break above, and now we price check the volume. Now we're coming higher, but we start to break this structure. Starting to show some signs of exhaustion. We have an outside edge at 87 and an LVN right there above this swing into the volume. Liquidity stepping in beneath. We're seeing a little battle go on here, so we'll see what happens from this location. Testing the BHVN. Stops picked, so the longs are in pain. And we'll see what it wants to do from here. So the open's at 79, which we broke. Volume up at 81. We just tapped the open. Previous low day holding. Open line break potential. Liquidity stepping in above. Here we are testing the volume.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
We have to target this.
Order submitted.
So we're holding below the previous low day. We're looking for the open to hold as resistance. We get risk neutral. And then we're going to target the overnight low here.
Order submitted.
So overnight volume point of control at 72.5. Our target's at 73, so 2 ticks. Some pretty decent structure there. Buy ice stepping in. Potential buying structure. We have volume up at where I entered, up here. Kind of a low volume grind, it looks like. We'll see how we respond to this. If we break above here, I think there's certainly some potential to test higher, maybe even take me out. Liquidity stepping in here. Pretty decent impulse. So that liquidity is sufficient to hold down price. Now we're back at this volume. We want to see how we respond. We do hold it. And we see a large impulse. Auctioning here. That looked like a selling structure. But we have all this. So it's kind of difficult. Some buying here. We're consistently holding here. Another potential selling structure, but kind of difficult with this. So we break here, and now we hold this. And we're testing the highs. All right. Stops picked. Let's see how we respond up here. Large impulse. Stop divergence. So we have volume up here at 85. The high is at 88-ish. 2 stops. So we broke below this volume and then we retested. So it's potential short, but it's kind of difficult. We have the outside edge at 87. High volume node here. So this is considered like balance. LVN down here. Break low. Let's see if this starts resolving as resistance. So we're testing the volume here at the edge of yesterday's auction. This is an LVN. So we'll see if we hold this open line or what. So far we held. We see some responsiveness. We tap the location. A break. Looks like it's going to continue. We have the volume up here again. 87 we're also observing. So we hold the volume and now we're up retesting here. We have stops above this location and 87 is the micro composite high volume node. Here we just hit it. We see stops above it.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right, we're risk neutral. And we're gonna target so we're back up at the volume here. stopped. We just picked the high. Now we're gonna wait for 92.5. Looks like a short. So we just tapped the high right here. We tapped the volume. Now we're breaking. That's a short. But we still have the 92 area to look for. This was a rough entry here. Auctioning. I don't know why my alert system isn't going. So we pick VWAP and VPOC and mid, and now we're retesting this volume here. We hold this and we break above. Now we're back up in this range. So we'll see if we hold this. Looks like it's starting to go. Auctioning below here, but we're auctioning this. Break. Still potential to come up, but this is acting as resistance. No range. We still have this 87 outside edge. This is where we're watching. A retest for a potential short. So we're auctioning this area right here. The upper edge of the distribution. We see 2 stops. Three stops.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Yeah, I don't think that's good. Trying to be a hero. And we have news in 3 minutes. So that's just bad trade. Where's the range, right? Can't get risk neutral. I have the associated
Quality
memory.
over quantity. Anticipate potential areas to interact with the market. Wait for the market to come to my location. Wait to see the structure and to pull back to the volume.
Yeah. Get risk neutral. I have the associated memory yesterday of a trade that looked exactly like this. And that's why I took that, because I'm thinking of that. It's not the same thing. They're different. What did I just say? So we don't trade before news events. And so far we see from the open, responsive buying, a sell-off to 74, pop back up to the volume at 85. We hold the volume at 78. We make a higher high, and then we reject the high a day. Now we held the volume from 78 to 81, VWAP and mid, and we're in a very tight consolidation. So the market could go either way right now coming into the news. This is market moving news, and we see the book going black. So we're in balance. So we're looking for basically, we have a downward skew, but we know that the market could come up and test this area. And also, I don't know, we'll just see. Let's just see. So we see selling.
Sell stops.
Sell stops go off. We hold this here. We're chopping. Starting to give, it looks. That looked like a short. Starting to give here. Some selling structure there.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right, we're stopped out. Liquidity stepping in underneath. On this news, we couldn't break the low. That liquidity pulls. This is a balancing range here. ES couldn't retest our lower day there. Stats still open just outside developing range in both directions. Yeah, so our low is at 74.5. Liquidity stepping in above.
Are my expectations matching reality? Flow with the market context.
So we're chopping here by the low a day, and that's a break. So this might start running away now, because that was a very strong impulse down. Overnight volume point of control hit. We also have a high volume node at 66. LVN at 73. And then, or 74.5-ish. That's the low of the day. So we could look for structure. Around that LVN in here. So we kind of balance out below the overnight volume point of control. Now we're testing it. Liquidity stepping in above. Looks like a short. One stop up there.
5 stops.
There's the stops. One stop, 3 stops. We're pulling up to the volume.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
All right.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
So our stop's at the volume here. Looks like this might be another opportunity to be stopped out.
Order submitted. Order submitted.
Testing the low here. Risk neutral. So we're front rushing the overnight volume point of control at this volume here. We broke this auction, pulling back to the volume up here. So what I see here is an auction and then a rally up. And although we pulled up to the volume,
Anticipate potential areas to interact with the market. Wait for the market to come to my location. Wait to see the structure and to pull back to the volume.
so we just auctioned here and now we're running up again. So I think there's a good possibility of taking a stop, a scratch. Very big run. Next location to look for is 87. One ticked. Should really be looking for up here for this to get filled. That's the correct area for an entry. Or wait for it to get filled and then wait for it to start dying out. Then we see this large impulse and I enter on the large impulse.
Buy iceberg.
Someone's either entering along or covering shorts. Big run there. So now we still have this range here for potential mean reversion. We didn't break above the high yet, and we're still looking for 92.5. We just came up to the high. All right, there it is. $92.5.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Yeah. Yes, previous close taken. This was our largest impulse so far today. Large impulse. Shorting into it. Something that I know I shouldn't be doing, but I'm doing anyway. Context change. So right here we begin to see context change.
Quality over quantity. Are my expectations matching reality? Flow with the market context.
Instead of looking at the physical level, I should really be watching the market. LVN at 90 here. Just because it hit 93 doesn't mean anything. Because HVN pulling up to the volume. Two stops up there.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
So we just broke the auction here.
Order submitted.
I think I have to have my scale here. Ideally, it would be higher. All right, we're scaled. We see some stops. We want to see this area continue to fold over. It's a pretty big impulse. Yeah, so it doesn't give a fuck.
Sell iceberg. Vice talks. Vice talks.
Wow. So
Vice talks.
the context changed again. We're holding this low. Coming into 4100 with a lot of stops, big impulse.
Anticipate potential areas to interact with the market. Wait for the market to come to my location. Wait to see the structure and to pull back to the volume.
So I think we have to be off of shorts now. That was the overnight high, tapped. Still, I think we could still look for shorts, to be honest. But really, maybe not with this. A lot of liquidity stepping in.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Yes, opening swing high held for the overnight high test. That was a pretty clean break out of that balance. Here comes my stop.
Order submitted.
All right. Because this is a chase, right? Where's the pullback here? Pullback has to come. Because now we see we're kind of like creating a flag. This is the context change, like I said. So it's like, really it should be off of shorts or looking for outside edge for longs now. And after I state that, I should really listen to myself. Like, this large impulse, what does it mean? It's a break out of balance. I'm limit down for the day anyway. More than that. I attempt to go short on a break. I get stopped. And then, after we pull up above, I don't think this is a proper short. Because this means something. And then we held. So then that's not really a good short. Open line break,
Are
short,
my expectations matching
looking for
reality?
continuation.
Flow with the market context.
I think this is acceptable. I get stopped though. Here, we see the market break up above and then come back down and test the volume and then come up above again. And we see more stops, so this is not a short. There's no room to scale. I do luckily get scaled. Then on the downside, we break higher, come back down, test. I get one ticked. Here, so this is kind of just unlucky, but I don't want to be entering this close to the VPOC. And if I wait a little bit, then I'll be able to see it shake out more. And plus there's news coming out, so I shouldn't be trading here anyway. Then the news comes out, and I have the right idea. But I get two ticked. Because I should be waiting for the SOC in this sort of configuration. Or at least wait for the SOC to come, and then a rejection, and then enter. So I kind of get unlucky on that. Then we see this large impulse, and this trade is really taken in space. I get stopped. We rally up to the SOC, and I'm taking a short into this large impulse, which is not a good choice. I get scaled, stopped. Then here, we see a large impulse to 92, and I'm essentially just playing the level. We do see stop divergence, but there's this large impulse here, and it was the largest impulse of the day. So,
Stocks.
not really a good choice. I get short here, I stop myself out. We just saw stops get picked, and then a break lower. And now we're breaking to the previous close. So the context is mean reversion. pulling up to the HVN.
Quality over quantity. Anticipate potential areas to interact with the market. Wait for the market to come to my location. Wait to see the structure and a pullback to the
I don't see any
volume.
buying structure. I see more of a pullback going on. So that would be a short. And stop would be above here. But I'm limit down for the day, so all right. Well, I'm gonna go play some pickleball, and I have to start my journaling by 1:30. I'm in a funk. Large impulses don't mean much to me. I'm shorting this huge impulse. After a large impulse, what happens? After a large impulse, we see chop. What potentially changes? The context. But what's the higher time frame context? Mean reversion. Where may sellers step in? At 4,100. What may happen? We may eventually push above 4,100. But what may happen first? Price check. $128 stops. So that's a swing to the high. We've created some auction here. This high volume node is acting as resistance. One stop. Yes, double top remains now with IB high in and stat open. IB stat is at 4,100.75, so that would be the next area to interact. So then we would see what happens at the IB. Is it an IBC or an IBF? But looking at this context, we see we can't get back down to test the 40.55 target, and we see a huge impulse by 30 points. Now we're holding value right below 4,100. There's no need to be a maniac. All right. Well, we have a lot of review to do. Just need to see what's happening again. Short stop. Short stop. I have the right idea. I have the
Are
right
my
idea.
expectations matching reality?
Right
Flow
idea.
with the market context.
Not the best execution. Short stop. Short stop. So that's 2 shorts right there. And then they would have been 15 points each. Another one with the right idea. And then these 2 are the wrong idea. These 3. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shorts on the impulse up. 5 shorts on the impulse up. I need to think of what I'm going to do about these large impulses. Maybe I'm going to review all of them this weekend. I have to finish my journaling for this week, for today, and then I could start reviewing what I do exactly during large impulses and try to create a plan around it. All right, GG.